This is the Benelli Lupo, and when you look at this rifle, it's easy to think that's a traditionally stocked bolt-action rifle. It's not. It's actually a barreled action that sits in a mini chassis. This center section right here is machined from aluminum, and then there's two action screws, one that comes from the bottom up front, and then if you pull the bolt, there's another action screw that comes in from the top in the back. And then of course we've got a forend that bolts to the front, and then this stock assembly that attaches to the back. Now this particular rifle is chambered in 30-06. It's got a 22-inch barrel, muzzle's threaded 5/8 24, tips the scales at 7 pounds. They all come with a detachable box magazine, holds 5 rounds, really easy to load. And one of the things I really like about this rifle is it's a double stack mag, so 5 rounds, sits nice and flush with the bottom of the gun, but it's a 3-lug action. So when you open that bolt, there's a lug that sits at 6 o'clock, which gives you really positive engagement with cartridges in the magazine. The bolt's also got a really slick little design where if you pull it out of the rifle, depress a lever and rotate it, you can pull the firing pin assembly and bolt shroud out of the bolt body for maintenance. Like if you pierce a primer, a lot of time it'll blow garbage back into the bolt body and you get all kinds of problems. It's about a 30-second fix if you're taking your time with the way they've got this set up. Another thing that I really like about this rifle, it's got an adjustable trigger, 2.2 to 4.4 pounds. Unlike a lot of rifles, the trigger actually adjusts. So what I did is before I went out shooting, I set it as light as I could, and then I put a trigger pull weight gauge on there, ran it a bunch of times, and it came in right at 2.2 pounds. Very crisp, excellent trigger. Of course, the big story here is the way this stock assembly attaches to the rifle. You got 36 different options of how you want this set up, right? These really soft inserts. You've got 3 different comb heights. You've got length of pull spacers on the back to adjust length of pull, and then you've got some really slick little different spacer assemblies and an insert inside the stock that allows you to really manipulate its position overall. And the way you figure that out is, there's a couple of Phillips screws, you pull these off, the butt pad comes off, a couple more screws, pulls out like this little shock absorber thing in there that works well. Sometimes those things are springy and just kind of nasty. This one's stiff but with just enough give that you don't really know it's there, but you think a 7-pound 30-06, it doesn't have much recoil. So it's obviously very effective, but you got to pull that thing out, and then deep down inside, there's a nut in there. And to get there, you're gonna need something, like a deep socket, an extension. Reach down in there, pull that nut off, and the whole stock assembly comes off. Then what you do is you've got these spacers that adjust basically the length of the grip. And what that allows you to do is account for different finger lengths, right? So you put a couple of spacers in if you've got long fingers like me, and it allows you to get your trigger pad right where it needs to be on the trigger shoe to get that good 90-degree relationship. And then the next thing you can do is these spacers allow you to adjust for cast on and cast off. So you can move this buttstock about 2/10 of an inch to the right or 2/10 of an inch to the left of center by using that cast on, cast off adjustment. I've got this one set up 2/10 to the right. What that allows me to do is move centerline axis of the barrel a little closer to the centerline axis of me, which helps a lot with recoil management and just overall comfort shooting the gun. It's a subtle change, but it's an important change. And then this piece, what this one allows you to do is set butt pad height. So I've got this one set up as high as it will go. It gives the comb a bit of a downward angle, and the reason I like to do that is under recoil, that downward angle, the comb will pull away from my face instead of, if it's a lot of combs have they slope the opposite way, and under recoil they'll push into your face. If you want to set it up that way, it's no problem. This thing's super soft. It's like a pillow anyway. But that's just my personal preference. Took this rifle out to the range and did some shooting, and accuracy was exceptional. I got my best group with a federal gold medal match. We had 5 rounds of just under an inch. Normally, I'd take one look at the barrel. It's a very light barrel. Shooting a long action caliber, it's gonna get very hot for 5 rounds. Normally I would shoot 3, but I just figured, why not go for 5 and let's see what shakes out. So I was fighting some mirage in the scope. I think if I'd have gone for 3, the group would have been quite a bit better. But even still, 5 rounds sub MOA is an excellent excellent accuracy from this rifle. Benelli's been making firearms, shotguns for a long time. They know how important it is that the firearm fits the shooter, and now all of that tribal knowledge has come to the Lupo. So if you want to see what it's like to shoot a rifle that you can fine tune and really get to fit you, unlike anything you've had in the past, you should definitely check out the Benelli Lupo.